we did these three experiments. One experiment was they did seeds planted in dirt with soil, with worms, and seeds planted in dirt without worms, and both of them went onto the grow lab. We made sure they were all wet all the time. The other thing that we did was the worm tea. So from compost, because that came from worms. So we did, again, seeds in the grow lab with worm tea and without, and then we did a composting activity. So we're using it also for stuff to go into the garden. We're using it for actually eating and growing. Like, so we've got lettuce going on there now and beets going on there now. But then we're also doing science inquiry with it as well. And there's so many different ways that you can use it in a variety of, like today we did something where I just said to the kids, I said, I'm curious about the difference between things growing in the grow lab and things growing on the windowsill. And then they started talking about keeping variables the same. I was talking to Wendy about this. They were like, well, we have to use the same amount of water. And I said, well, how are we going to know that? They were like, well, we need to measure it. We need a measuring cup and we need to measure the water. And they were like, okay, and we need the same amount of seeds and we need like the same. So they were learning about constant variables, but the difference would be, this would be the grow lab, and this would be the window. They then said, well, then we could do some experiments outside as well. And I was like, okay, let's do it, you know. But so that there's so many different uses for it, that it doesn't just have to be going out to the garden.